Welcome everybody to our Luminous Nation team call for Tuesday, July 18th. Tonight we are on the summit high, right? Like raise your hand if you're still excited about everything you experienced at summit or everything you saw and you had major FOMO because you weren't there. Yes. And we even have like post a summit FOMO, wishing we were still there with everybody and just feeling that energy. But here's the thing, guys. In order to go up the summit, up the mountain, you got to do the work that it takes to get there. And that's what we want to do right now. Who wants to take this team to 2018 Elite again? Because remember, Elite's not me. Elite is your work and the work that we do together to change lives, change our lives, and make this happen. So on that note, I wanted to introduce a really good friend of mine. I love this girl. I don't know. I'm just so happy to see her here. She's an incredible person, and I trust her so much with anything that she has to say. Just believe it and take it and run with it. Her name is Uniris Estevez. She is a 5-star diamond coach. She's a Success Club legend for 55 months, guys. For 55 months, Uniris has been hitting Success Club every single month. That's a big deal. She's lost over 50 pounds on her fitness journey. She's a wife. She's a mom of 2. She's a former teacher, and she's a full-time Team Beachbody coach. And she was also in the Core de Force test group with me, and we both got Core de Force certified in New Orleans last week. And Naisha, you see, like I can say it right. She calls me out on my pronunciation. So I asked Uniris to come on our call tonight and talk to us about Instagram, because we all want to reach more people. We all want more engagement. We all want to put ourselves out there in order to have this network of people to invite to our challenge groups. And Uniris does a phenomenal job on Instagram. So Uniris, take it away, girl.
And then this invitation, hi guys, hi everybody. I feel like I'm amongst friends, so bear with me. So Audrey asked me to come on the call right before we went to Summit. I was like, sure, no problem. I feel confident enough with Instagram stories. I can share what I know and what I've done with Instagram. And then we go to the general session. And Shalene Johnson steps on stage and she speaks about all the things she said about social media changing, and that we have to change our ways and we have to be less specific as to our company and more specific on us and lead with curiosity. And immediately while I'm at Summit, I'm like, oh my God, I'm invited to speak at Audrey's team call. What the heck am I going to say? But then I felt fine, because you know what? Instagram is no different than our personal life story. It's just the real life story of you. And it does not have to be linked to your business, and it does not have to be linked to anything. And just like everything is changing, we have to adapt to change. So we don't have to change who we are to continue to post and be successful by using Instagram. All we have to do is be confident in our story. And I want to share with you what I have done. Not that I'm an expert. I am constantly learning. I am looking and seeking and watching what other people do, and then making it my own and tweaking it to serve my personal brand. So a backstory about myself. I am, as Audrey mentioned, I am a former teacher. So when I started this journey, I had 2 accounts. One of them was Coach Uni, and the other one was Uniris Estevez. Uniris Estevez was my private account. It was secret. It was closed. And it was only for me to share and talk with my family. I didn't really talk about my fitness or my Shakeology experience or my nutrition tips, because I felt in my heart that I did not want to bombard my family with this information. On my Coach Uni page, that's where I used Coach Uni, because as a teacher under the Board of Education, we were not supposed to be posting things on social media, because then our students would find us and it was a conflict of interest. So I created Coach Uni because it was completely separate from being an educator. Now on Coach Uni, I went full out. I had an open public page, and I friended friends, and I made, strangers, and people started adding me. And I was open about my journey. There I would post about my fitness, my nutrition, my Shakeology, my daily habits. And I was growing both pages at the same time. Life happened, and I had to quit my job. I had to take a leave of absence from my teaching career. And that's when I took Beachbody full time, and I went full force in it. I shut down Uniris Estevez on Instagram, and I only solely kept Coach Uni open. And I was being more successful on Coach Uni because I was having an open conversation on my journey, and I had people motivating me and encouraging me to continue forward. So if you have the patience to go all the way down to the beginning of my journey 4 years ago, you will find the raw, the baby Coach Uniris. And since then, I changed my name and I became Uniris Estevez because I didn't want to just be linked to Coach Uni. I am more than just a coach. I am a mom of 2 children. I am a mom of a 16-year-old boy with special needs. I am a mom of a 9-year-old girl who keeps me on my tippy toes. And she has her learning issues. So I have some opinions that I state on social media about her. I am a wife for 19 years, and I am passionate about sharing my health and lifestyle with my personal circle, my family, my husband, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother. I'm very in tune with that. I'm very family oriented. So I am not just a coach. I am Uniris, the mom, the daughter, the sister, the wife, the friend, the one who also mentors others into becoming more powerful, into embracing their journey, into embracing their pain. So when I'm also a faithful woman, and I believe that faith and fitness have gotten me through my hardest times. So when you go to my Instagram stories, you will find a little glimpse sprinkled about myself in 7 posts every single day. And I don't move away from that. That is who you will see because that is who I am. And I am okay with remaining that way because the day I change, then that's when my Instagram will change. So when you look at your Instagram page, it has to be a representation of who you are. And when you go to that page, you have to see your profile, your face. Like when I look at it, it has to be a welcoming space, a place where if I see you down the streets, I can identify that that is you. And that has taken some time. So, it takes time to become confident in taking your selfies. But let's face it, in reality, people come to your Instagram because they want to see your face. They don't want to see just a quote. They want to see your family. They want to see you interacting with your friends. They want to see the food you eat. They want to see the workout you do. They want to see what it is that you're part of. They want to see why it is that you're excited about. And you don't have to worry about being liked by everybody because you're not a dollar and because you're not supposed to be liked by everybody. I personally don't speak to everyone on my social media. I speak to women who I can connect with. I only want to speak to women who have a family tie, who want to impact not only their lives, but they want to impact the lives of their family. I want to impact women who have children with special needs, who have children, who have a teenager. I want to speak to moms who have girls. I want to speak to sisters. I want to speak to people who were teachers. And I speak that language because that's who I am. So one of the things I'm going to ask of you, if you have never done this, is think about 5 things that describe who you are. So yes, you are a mom, but a mom to who? What is it that those children or those little humans make you be? Or what opinions do you have for them, against them? Some of us are moms of children who have left our homes. They're adults. We're grandparents. Maybe we have children who have already been married. Maybe we don't have kids. So we are a woman. And now what do we classify ourselves? What are things that make us laugh? What do we enjoy? What makes, when you think about happy moments, what brings joy to you? Is it ribbons? Is it barrettes? Is it makeup? Is it, lotions? Is it candles? Think about posters. Think about things that like inspire you. But then also think about things that piss you off. Because whatever upsets you, it's what you either want to change or you want to have a voice about. So when you're having a moment and you have to post on Instagram and you have nothing to say, go back to the 5 things that identify who you are, what brings you happiness and what brings you upset, like feelings of upset, like feeling upset. And that's one of the things that you will always constantly go back to. And you're going to change. As you evolve, your stories will evolve. As you grow, your stories will become deeper. But allow yourself that growth. Allow yourself the process. Don't wait until you're there so that you can start being who you expect to be. So it's like grow into your step, Speak to the people and don't apologize for what you are and what you stand for and what you represent. Instagram is your opportunity to educate the audiences. The ones who want to be educated will stay. The ones who will feel annoyed will block you and unfriend you. And that's okay. I don't want to be friends with everyone. I only want friends that I can help. I only want to be available and apply and share stories and add value to people who need what I have to offer. There's other people that will service them so they can go elsewhere. Because my Instagram is my business. So I will block people, I will delete them, I will unfriend them if they have negative comments on my thing. I don't take it personal because it's not me. It's all about them. It is a reflection of who they are. Now, it is my responsibility, since it's my business, to educate people as to my lifestyle and why my lifestyle should be something that they should consider. It is my responsibility to explain to people what it is that I do. And now, because Chalene Johnson spoke about this, and she said, we have to be specific and be very careful as to not give so much information so that we can lead people to go onto Google, YouTube, and find other coaches who have their information available and ready for access. We want to make people curious as to what is it that you do? How was it that you changed? What can you offer me? How can you offer me? And then that's where you put in the little call to action and that hook, and you invite them. In social media, we tell people what they need to do. So in your post, that's where you have the opportunity to tell them what to do with the information you are providing them. And that's where you're going to ask them, message me and we will talk more about it. Contact me, comment below with your favorite emoji. Share below if you agree with me or not. Things like you're asking them to actually reach out to you. You're only a phone call away. You're only a message away. And all they need is to feel comfortable with you. They need to learn to trust you. And then they're going to be able to be part of what it is you're offering. But in order for that to happen, you have to do the legwork. And the legwork is simple. If you follow the 4 vital behaviors with your Instagram posts, interjecting within those 4 vital behaviors your personal lifestyle and your personal belief systems, you won't have to overthink it. It's going to happen organically. But you have to stay consistent, persistent, and you have to be patient. Instagram provides us a platform where we can be who we are. So I know that there's a lot of filters on Snapchat, and there's a lot of filters that you can use to, make your pictures beautiful and all of that. But what really works is authenticity. What really works is getting real and raw with your audience. So yes, you post something which looks beautiful. Your picture should be clear, should be well lighted, and you should have a nice background. I like to post, like if I'm going to post a quote, I just post one quote per day. I don't put all of my quotes one behind the other. If I have nothing good to say, I will recycle my post, but I will never ever put one quote next to the other. It just annoys the crap out of me. I will look at my first 6 pictures or posts, and they have to tell a story just by looking at the pictures. So that's your Instagram. But now Instagram has like a section A to it, which is Instagram stories. And this is a beautiful opportunity. And if you've noticed, Instagram posts have started to get less reach than Instagram stories have. In Instagram stories, you have the opportunity to be your raw, beautiful, vulnerable self. This person can be without makeup. This person on Instagram stories can be crazy hair, can be working out, can be upfront and center, sharing who you really are and who backs up the post on your Instagram platform. So an example of that can be, you posted this beautiful food that you had for dinner. Maybe the background on your Instagram stories, you have the process, the recipe of how you got to that food. So now people don't look at you as, that's just because of social media. That's not true. She doesn't eat like that. No, in the background, they can know and trust and believe that you will share with them every single day your recipe for that food, because they can count on that. I remember when I was doing the 21-day reset, I made it a point that I was going to share my process with my audience. It was going to hold me accountable, and it was going to make sure that I didn't fail by giving up on myself, no matter how hard it got. So I posted from the morning, my recipes, the struggle, the way that I cooked my food, our reaction towards it. And I can't tell you the amount of people who just commented on my Instagram stories because they too could relate to my vegetable reaction. They too wanted to know, how was it that I created that dressing? The same thing goes, let's say, for example, if you are having an issue with your child and you wrote a post about, I don't know, a parenting tip or a parenting idea. The moment one of your kids has a tantrum, you can take a little quick Instagram story snap and be like, see, I'm not kidding you. So people will understand that you're not just making this up for drama. You're actually living this and you want their help. And people are so supportive that they will provide you with their support and with their help. But you have to be willing to share a little bit of your vulnerability. You have to be willing to share a little bit more of who you are in the raw. And I know that at first it may take a long time, like to just take an Instagram story, you're speaking to yourself, but in the long run, it will have its return, because you're going to make people, like I feel that I know people that I follow on Instagram, like they're my friends. I can see them in the streets and I feel like I want to hug them because I know them so well. And it's because they tell their stories so well. So the same thing has to happen with you, because as we know in network marketing, and when you're doing business, people need at least 17 exposures of you before they decide that they want to commit to what it is you have to offer. So you have to be up close and personal, and you never know what is the post that's going to make them make that shift. So you don't know if it's you being a mom. You don't know if it's you being a wife. You don't know if it's you in the workout. You don't know if it's you cooking. You don't even know if it's you driving. That's why you share it. And you're like, yeah, but I'm going to become annoying. No, you're not. Because then again, you're not speaking to everybody. You're only speaking to the person who needs the value that you provide. And it's not about you. You have to take the idea that Instagram belongs to you. Instagram is not yours. Instagram is your business. Instagram represents what you stand for. Instagram represents the hope you offer to others. Instagram represents the place that other people come for inspiration, for motivation, and for learning, for understanding what it is that they need so that they too can change. So that's what you provide. And whenever you take offense to something, take a step back and go back to the reason why you're doing this. And that's where you're going to start to engage. When you do Instagram like stories, you can also go and, let's say, for example, you're in your group for coaching opportunities. You want to show people what it is you do in the background. This is like a behind the scenes. So you can flip the camera on your Instagram stories and scroll through your support group. Show them that you have a physical support group. Show them that you're active in there and that you have actual people who have already trusted you and who are part of this journey with you. And then Instagram becomes a place where you now have relationships, where you're building connections with others. It is not a place where you're just posting and you're running. You're just putting your stuff out there and you're letting it be and letting people come to you. That is now your opportunity to now connect with people. And that's where I believe the power is and the power lies, because we don't stop and just wait for things to come. This is where we now engage with others. So what I do is I like to add followers, I request friends on my Instagram. I'll go to large accounts. And again, I go to people who are like myself. So I may go to stores of moms, like where they shop, and I may look there. I may go to brands like Nordstrom. I may look at Nordstrom Rack. I may look at hashtags that are very popular. And one thing leads you to the other. And I start adding people that are more like me, that I feel I can have a connection with. Now I'm adding friends to my page, because if I am constantly posting on Instagram and I'm not getting new friends added to my list, I'm speaking to the air. And I don't want that. I want to be able to speak to an audience. I want to have fresh new eyes. And it's Groundhog Day every single day on Instagram. The people who have already seen your post, they know who you are. They know, they believe you, they trust you. Now you have to go and do the same work with the people who you've added. So they came into your platform. They have no idea who you are. They don't know who you stand for. They only see the first 6 pictures. So that's why it's Groundhog Day. You go back to the beginning, and you may sound to yourself like a broken record, but to that person, you're brand new information. So that's why your story has to be interjected in every 6th picture. Because as they come to you, they're getting to know you. As they come to you, they're understanding a piece of you that is important to them. See what I'm saying? So Instagram stories, add context, add new friends, add people to your following. There's apps that can do it for you. I forgot the name of mine. Mine is Captivate. I use to add followers, and I use Cleaner to clean out my my Instagram following. Now, many times you're like, oh my God, but I've sent out so many invitations and nobody is really responding back to me. You have followers already. You have eyes. People, if your account is open, if your account is public, you have already posted your Instagram stories. You have approximately, let's say on my first post of 12 hours ago, I have 290 views of my Instagram stories. So if I click on my viewed stories, I have 290 people that I can go ahead and have conversations with. So there's always people to speak to. That's why I personally focus my business on Instagram. I've been successful with Instagram, so when something works and if it's not broken, don't go ahead and fix it. I also post on Facebook, but I work mostly, my focus is Instagram. And I use instant messenger, and I also send direct messages, and I also comment, like, and ask questions that are pertinent and relative to what people are posting and what they have on their social media. Because I'm human just like them. I have questions just like them. And if they're being kind enough to post on their wall, I'm going to go and be kind enough to reply back, because I know how good it makes me feel when somebody comments on my post. So I do the same thing. So that's why I find when they came up with the whole idea of Instagram stories linked to Instagram, that's been a game changer for me. I know at first it may seem as intimidating because you're doing video, but as I said at the beginning, we must be willing to evolve with time. And just like times change, we should be changing, growing, and increasing our learning and our expansion. When you decide that you want to be on Instagram and that is your business, it should be the place where people automatically, like, you can have a conversation with somebody. I'm the girl from Instagram. Like, we had a conversation, remember? And you can do that. And now, guys, I figured that you can have, you know how you can have like Instagram stories? Well, you can now go ahead and do one personal video message, 15-second long, and say for objections or for follow-ups, hey girl, how are you? This is what I did today. Hey girl, how are you? I know we were talking right before I left to my trip on to Summit, but you're interested in getting started and I am closing my group as of Wednesday. Please let me know what your questions are and I will help you get started. I did that in a video format and send it through DM. So that's pretty personal. Most people that are on Instagram are not on Facebook. They're mostly on email or Instagram. So I will have their email, and if once they say yes, then I will add them to my challenge tracker app challenge group. Mostly my groups I can manage through there, and then if I have them on Facebook, I add them into Facebook. I'm open to any questions. If I haven't, if there's anything that you feel I can help you with, please go ahead and ask. And if something comes to mind, I will definitely share.
Thank you so much, Uniris. So talk to me about what is your routine every day with Instagram? How often are you posting? How often are you adding people? How do you keep track of the people that you're interacting with?
All right. So at the beginning, when Instagram was more, it was growing, I had a system. I had, as a teacher, I know how to schedule my day. For every 15 minutes, I can plan out my day. So I am a traditional pen to paper kind of person. So I would block out my post so that they would go out every 2 to 3 hours. I would start my day with a motivating post, something that is inspiring, something that helps me, myself, get out of bed, something that hacks into my mind and it's a positive mindset shift. I would post that in the morning, first thing, so that would be off and out of the way. Then immediately after that, my first thing was I already did my workout first thing in the morning. I am a morning person, so I would prepare my workout post for 2 hours to 3 right after my inspiration. After that, I'm definitely gonna eat. So whatever I ate, or if I had whatever food I was gonna eat, or if there was I'm gonna have cherries, or I was gonna educate about a food component, then I was gonna put that up there. 2 hours after that, I was gonna do something generic, something that had to do with lifestyle. Whether it was traffic issues, whatever was happening in the moment, picking up my kids from school, homework hazards, cooking craps, like life, Uniris, my life. I would post that 2 hours after that. Now the night is coming. I'm getting a little bit more serious. I may have an opinion. I may have a controversy. I may want to make somebody laugh. I may want to touch some pain points, so I may connect with them on something that is relevant, something that is happening around me. So after that, I would connect with people where they are. And then at night, 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock, prime time, I would post an inspiration, something that would either invite them to a transformation, invite them to a challenge group, invite them to a coach opportunity, invite them to the next step, to engage with me at a higher level. because Instagram has changed its algorithm and it's changed a lot, I find myself posting 3 times a day. Sometimes I'll do 4, but the most that I do right now is 3. And I will be mostly engaged on my Instagram stories. So I'm more engaged on Instagram stories, but I'm doing my 3 to 4 posts on Instagram platform. And again, I keep my 4 vitals. So sometimes it'll be my motivation. It'll be something that has to do my workout. I personally thrive on my fitness, and fitness is like my medicine. Most people choose to make nutrition their focus. So whether you use fitness or nutrition, one of them is your vitals, and you're having that every single day. So that's one of the things that I post. And then I have a lifestyle, something that connects me to the world, something that makes me human, something that makes me real. And then the last one that I always have is an invitation, whether it is to join my team for the fitness or join my team for the business opportunity or be part of a live event that will be happening. Usually that happens very routine, like Monday through Friday. Saturday is mostly family time. I still continue with my fitness. I still continue with my lifestyle. But here I do interact with people on a more, what's happening on a Saturday, the cleaning mode. We're getting, going to the salon. We're going out with friends. We're seeking restaurants. And then on Sundays, I try to do like maybe just 2 posts to kind of keep things balanced and have people still know that I'm there, but I'm not as engaged on a Sunday as I am on a Monday, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
And then as far as adding people to my account, I like to add Monday through Friday. I'm constantly adding people. And here's the thing. When you add people on Instagram and you go, let's say you go to, I don't know, you start, one person comments on my page. That's where I start. One person comments on my page. I go and I comment on the first 3 of her posts. And then I go to her followers and I start following from there. Why? Because now her friends and followers are my followers, and they will see that we have a common friend. So it will be easier for them to accept my friendship because now they see that we are connected. So I'll do that first. And then once I have like my 20 to 30 people, then I move over and I go to the outside. I'll go to the public, the big accounts, and I start going there. Then on Sundays, usually not Sundays, I like to unfollow Friday nights and Saturdays. That's when everybody is on weekend mode. People are drinking, they forgot about life, they're ready, they're gone. So I'm good. That's where I use cleaner, and I clean out the people who have not accepted my friend request to follow them. And then Sunday, it begins again. So Sunday to Thursday, follow. Friday to Saturday, clean house. And that way I know that I'm adding people. I am very particular about my numbers. So once I get to about 5,000 that I am following, I start to bring it down. At that point, I will lose some followers, but I'm okay because I know that I'm going to continue working on the same strategy. And guys, I started with nobody following me, and now I have people tagging me on my post, sharing my post, and tagging me like that. So I've become a place where they can come and find what they're looking for. So how do I add? How do I just in my schedule, right? Let me see. I'll look in here too. I can't hear you.
I love that you said that you recycle your posts. I do that all the time. All the time. Like, look at your most popular posts, post them again. People won't remember. People don't know. Because we have to keep driving home.
And if you change the words here and there, like I have posts that I won't change from 4 years ago because they are who I was. They are who I am. There may be some words that I may change to kind of adapt to what's happening right now, but the essence of it is still the same. Like, I'm big on discipline. I'm big on consistency. I'm big on my faith. So those things won't ever change. They stay the same. I just change it. There's a person With Captivate, do you gather follows through a specific category? Honestly, I'm a clicker puncher. Like, I just go in Captivate. So first, what I do is I bump into that account that I want to follow. I do keep my sticky note on the week, on my calendar of places that I know I'm following. So you know how you have like curvy models, those big accounts? I'll write those names down. Like if right now Power is up and it's very popular, so I'll look at the actors and actresses, and then I'll go to the places where people are commenting from their pages, because if they're commenting now, they're recent, they're alive, they're breathing. So I want to follow them, and then I'll actually follow their accounts. I usually write their names down, and I'll go to Captivate, and when I do my search, I start there, I type their names, I follow their followers from Captivate. That's what I do. That's also important. Like if there's a show that is happening, the Oscars, MTV Awards, I don't watch a lot of TV, so whatever Twitter has that is happening, I go and I'm like, oh, this is an account I need to be following right now. And I write down the names of things that I need to be up to date with. And like when This Is Us is on, you better believe that I'm commenting, I'm on the threads, I'm looking and learning from that. If there are people like, you know, where your actual followers are celebrating a birthday and their friends are wishing them happy birthday on the actual thread, I click on their friends that are wishing them a happy birthday, because again, they're alive, they're recent, they're today, and they're friendly. They're commenting on their friends. So I want them in my life and I friend them. And I also add them to my list of people that I'm going to captivate. When life strikes, how do you or have you jump back in? That's kind of my struggle at the moment. All right. So I love that you asked this, because life hits, and life hits you hard. And sometimes it hits you at your core. And sometimes it hits you where you have nothing to breathe. You don't have anything to say. Nothing good comes out of your heart. And that's where you have to find something to do. So I usually go back to an old post and I'll recycle it. I will, you know that you can edit an old post, copy and paste the same post you used, change the picture and repost it. So show up even on your hardest days. Recycle what can't come out of you. There are days where nothing positive can come out of you, and that's okay. But you have already put something out there that was positive and that represented what you stand for. So go ahead and recycle that. Also, it is very important. It is actually, it's your lifeline. When you are going through the most difficult situation, that's where you connect with your group, with your team, and you let them know that you're going through a difficult moment and you're looking for help and inspiration on what to post. And you ask for, can you go on my Instagram and just give me a quick glance and see what I'm missing? This is what team is for. This is what you have your team, your coaches, your family. Now that's when they're going to go and they're going to say, you've been posting too much. Like sometimes even the colors will be too dull, too dark, and you want to brighten things up. It may not be a reflection of your current situation, but somebody from the outside can give you an advice. And the other thing is, go deeper on your personal development. Plug your ears so that all you can hear is positive affirmation. And don't listen to the things that are just going to make you cry. You want to listen to something that is going to empower you. Have like your file of, I'm in the shithole right now and I need to get out. What is going to take you out of that? And when you are down, that's where you go. Because nobody's going to take you out of the hole other than yourself. So you have to be prepared for shit to hit the fan and for you to get up when it's down and be like, I'm here. I'm not going to let this pass. And then use that. Today, I actually shared that on my Instagram because a lot of people see me and they look at me as a strong person. And how can I be so strong? I can be strong because I didn't know that it was even an option for me. When life hits you, like your floor is taken outside of you and you're left hanging, you're left without anything, no backbone, nothing to support you, and you're up in the air, you're forced to find your strength. And my strength comes from this community. My strength comes from this journey. And I will forever be grateful. People are like, I want your arms. Awesome. You come and work out, because that's where you will find your arms. And, oh, but I have so many problems. I have to wait until my problems are resolved. Awesome. Wait until your problems are resolved, because once that problem is over, another one is going to come. And you're never going to be over. So either you wake up and get strong now, or you'll be stumbling upon yourself every single day for the rest of your life.
Preach.
And that's basically how you get out of your own way.
Heck yeah.
I don't know how to add people. They're use, as I said, for now, the most easiest way I can tell you to add is go to your friends list, start adding their friends and people who you are connected with, and then look at their wall, and whoever is commenting it is alive and breathing. Like if they've posted in December, like a Happy New Year, don't even follow those people because they're not current. Go to people who are current, and focus on those. And once you get comfortable, because you have to start somewhere, once you get comfortable adding friends of friends, then you can use an app to, and enlarge it. But what good does it do you to add a whole bunch, like 500 new followers, if you're not even engaging with them at all? Mm-hmm. And once you start engaging with people, you'll also get new followers and new eyes. And make sure your page is public.
And I don't know about you, Uniris, but I opened my Instagram when I became a coach. So it doesn't matter if you have a following now, you're going to create one.
You're going to create one because on your daily basis, let's say, for example, you choose to, just because you're brand new to this and you're adding 5 followers a day, that's not enough to even express yourself. But let's just put it at a minimum. You're adding 20 people every single day. By the end of the week, you will have 100 new followers. By the end of that month, you will have 400 new followers. Mm-hmm. So if you give yourself a goal, that's what I did at the beginning. I was like, I have to get to 1,000 followers. I have to get to 1,000 followers. And if I wasn't getting 1,000 followers, then I wasn't doing something that was attracting the right people to my Instagram. So then that means that I needed to reflect on what was I posting? What was I sharing? I was not adding value, because obviously if I wasn't adding value, they weren't liking my post. They weren't commenting on my post. So therefore I was wasting my time. So that's where you go to school and you educate yourself and you become a professional at what you do. And we have tools available. We're not the blind leading the blind. We're giving you exactly what you need to post, and we're giving you exactly how to do it. So all you need to do is get over the idea that I don't know, I can't. Yes, you can. All you have to do is do and learn and fail as you go. The biggest takeaway I have from Summit is the fact that every single year we go there and we hear the same exact thing. And every single year it's the same message. Just keep on doing, keep on growing, keep on failing, and fail again. And once you fail, you will learn and you will become stronger. But the goal is to never stop learning. We're not the same people who we were when we started. So don't expect to probably post in the same word format as Audrey does. She's an amazing writer. She knows how to captivate the audience from the minute, right? So that's something that maybe you have to learn. Look at her post and say, how can I say the same message? How can I express what I feel inside? One thing that I used when I was starting is I used to go to Twitter. I only have Twitter just to search for keywords and just to search for like tweets that other people have posted. And then I go to Twitter. Let's say, for example, right now, Shift Shop is happening. And I get stuck. I don't know what to post. I'm like, what can I say? So I'll go to Shift Shop and I'll go to Twitter and I'll type in Shift Shop couples. And a whole thing will come up of Shift Shop and couples. And one of those words is going to pop up in my head and it's going to capture me. So then I'm going, couples that work out together get stronger together. How does that apply to me? How can I use that? oh, okay, so maybe, today I worked out with my husband, and our goal is to end this program together. We're going to be stronger, and we're committed to doing the shift. And, this is a 3-week program that we're going to be following. If you want more information, message me. So there I had an idea that I captured from Twitter, but I'm not reposting it. I'm making it my own, and I'm using it on my Instagram. That's one way you can do that. Another thing I advised at the beginning was I created a secret file on Pinterest. So you know how Pinterest gives you, what do they call it? Depends.
A board.
The boards.
Yeah.
So I created my boards, but I made them secret. And I had different boards. So I had my motivation. I still have them. I had my quotes for life. So quotes that give life. I put them in there. I had tips for challenge groups. I put them in there. And I would put like ideas for invitation, and I would put them in there. So whenever I saw, as I was scrolling through Pinterest, something that interested me or captured my attention, made me stop, that's something that I want to use. So I would save it on my secret board. And whenever I was lost for ideas, I would go to my secret boards, and I had what I needed. So that's another hack you can use for your own self to be more productive.
Great ideas. I know I always do the same thing. Whenever I see something, I screenshot it and I think, okay, how can I make this my own? Or I'll save that for later. And I also love that you mentioned, like, you'll never post 2 quotes one after another, because you want to spread out the look of your IG, because IG is very much about how it looks, not just your actual content, but that first impression that you give people when they go to your profile for the first time. Uniris, I have another question for you. Talk to me about hashtags. How do you use them, and what hashtags are you using?
I am not a big user of hashtags. I use them, to be honest with you, when I remember. But one thing that I have done for my advantage with hashtags is I don't use, of course, the hashtags that are relevant to people who are on a healthy lifestyle. I use them more like if it's the teacher time, I will go to the teachers' pages and I will see what hashtags they're using. I'll do a quick search to see if it kind of looks what I want to, like the people that I want there. And then I will do a group of 30 hashtags on my notes, and I will reuse them over and over again. So it's almost like you collect hashtags that are popular at the time. You put them in your notes, and then you just attach them within the comment section of your Instagram. They're constantly changing this. So sometimes by the time if you're listening to the recording of this, by then it may be you got to post three comments below. But right now, hashtags work if you post them within the comment section. For some reason, Instagram will block you, it raises a flag if you put the hashtags in the next comment. So what I do is I space it. So I write my body, my words, and then I'll do return 5 times. And then right down there, I'll add my group of hashtags. So that when you're looking at my words, at my post, my copy, you're not really paying attention to my hashtags. You're just looking at my copy. But then wherever it needs to show, my hashtags will pull up. I've used specific, every time I start a program, I come up with a hashtag that is pertinent to that program. So when Uniris was doing the 21-day reset, Uni goes vegan. That's my hashtag. So that is useful because when you go to Uni goes vegan hashtag, you can see my 21 days of the reset journey on that hashtag page. I have Coach Uni as my own hashtag. So Coach Uni, you can go into Coach Uni and search, and you will learn a little bit about myself just by searching Coach Uni. When I did Insanity Max 30, Uni Max is out. I would put it out. Right now, my hashtag for Shift Shop is Shift for the number change. So once you click on Shift for Change hashtag, you will find my story that is pertinent to that challenge. When we did Core de Force, we had CDF test group, and you would go in and see all of ours. So that's how I use my hashtags. I use hashtags to find people. Like if I'm looking for a specific group of people, I go there. But that's how I do it.
So do you mean that you don't use like hashtag Shakeology, hashtag bod? You don't do that, do you?
No. Never. I don't even do hashtag coach life. I don't do, I may do perks of being my own boss. I may do mommy on a mission. I may do mom of girls. I may do, it's summer and fun. I may do beach time, things like that. But if I also see that my hashtag has more than 50,000 people following it, I don't use it.
And the way you see that is when you're typing in the hashtag, Instagram goes finding it and it'll tell you how many posts are related to that hashtag. So,
yep. And if the reason you don't want that is because your hashtag, you're going to get buried inside of that other stuff. So I don't want that. I also check in to the locations because that ends to be like another hashtag moment. So let's say that whenever I go places, maybe I'm not at the movie theaters, but I am checking in that I'm at the movie theaters. Because when people hashtag or check in into the location, they're going to see that you were at there. So then your picture is going to be bright, and they're going to be captured by it, and they're going to come to you.
By the way, someone asked, what's the difference between posting on Instagram and your Instagram story? So it's kind of like Unidi said. Your Instagram post is kind of like the artwork, and then your story, which you add up here, is the behind the scenes, the mess, the everyday mess that makes the pretty picture. And you can also use hashtags on your Instagram post. So let's say you went out to a cute restaurant that you liked and you took a picture there. Make sure that you check in on your Instagram story there, because people are finding you, and you can even get added to the local story. So there's been times that I've gone to church, I've gone to a mall, on my Instagram story, I'll add in the location, and I see that my post got added into the story of that town or that mall or whatever. So you can even use hashtags on your stories. And, if you're wearing some like cute workout clothes, tag those companies, because they'll also add that to their story. So,
correct.
Now with like my hair stuff, I've been tagging them and they've been replying to me and stuff. So, you want to be able to do that too. Possibilities are endless, so get creative.
Yes, and don't be afraid to try something, because you never know, again, what's going to work. You only know if you do it, because sometimes, I'll be honest with you, I'll post something on Instagram that in my opinion should get like 120 likes. And chances are, whenever I post a coach opportunity post, I don't get as many likes as if you look at a picture I posted with my sister at Summit that got like 300, almost 400 posts. So here's what happened. I know my audience. So this is another tip, guys. Your coach opportunity post is not going to get as many views. So here's what you do. You take something that you already know is going to work, and you post that right before. And you post it because it's going to bring your affinity level up. And a lot of people are going to like whatever it is you did. So if you have like an argument, or you have, you're wondering, you're going away and you don't know which restaurants to go. I don't care if you already know, just ask. You're wondering, should you take all flats or should you take some heels? You post that. That brings up the comments in your following. And then boom, 2 hours later, you come up with a coach opportunity post. And yes, it's not going to get as many views, but the one before it is. So before they get to that one, they have to see this one. So it just works really well.
It's so true. It's like I post a coach opportunity, I got like 3 likes on it. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I know my followers love a picture of me all dressed up. Like boom. So yeah, your followers, and you kind of play to that formula so that you can capitalize on your engagement.
And I think you do this too. So take a snapshot of the actual picture or post or recent post that you really want them to go and read. Take a snapshot of it, put it on your Instagram stories, ask them, go check out my story, go sign up to this. Remember, you're the one directing this movie. You're the one telling them what to do, where to go, and how to do it. And later on, you'll notice that it'll even have a link. So for Sean Week, Instagram stories, I don't know if it depends on the number of followers, you can actually go and post on your Instagram stories and then add a link. So once they swipe up, it brings them specifically to the site you're referring to. And it takes away the step.
That's for people that have over 10,000 followers, though.
There's a goal. Yeah. Put it on your vision. I want to get 10,000 followers so that I can have the link.
Yeah, and so when people go to swipe up, instead of it sending a message, it'll take them to 10,000 followers. It'll take them to a website that you add the link to. Don't pay for likes. Don't pay for followers. You don't need that. Build it organically, because people could tell if you're fake. It doesn't make sense if you have 33,000 followers but only 13 people like your post. It's not worth it. Actually build it.
It's not. Listen to the Social Media Marketing Podcast.
Yes.
You need to surround yourself by the experts.
Mm-hmm. Let me write it in.
We don't know the answers to everything, but these people are willing and able to give you the answers to a lot of the questions that we have. And also follow Marie Smith on Facebook.
Yeah. Marie Smith. Mm-hmm.
So, Social Media Marketing Podcast is one that I listen to because I need to learn how to do it. And I also follow the big people, like the top coaches. I follow them, and whatever they do, I do in my way, because we're no different.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, my friends. I think we did this.
That was awesome, Uniris. Raise your hands. Show Uniris some love if you thought this was an awesome call and you got a lot from it. Yes. Thank you so much, girl. All right, everybody. I think we all have to open up our IGs and get to work, right?
Heck yeah.
So let's do it. All right. Thank you. Good night, everybody.